How the hell? This is a really quick video. Probably only relevant to people who live in my local area. Probably like I live in North London, but anybody round about the excuse me, if you move my mic. Round about the North London, East London area. I was out today in Walthamstow. Didn't buy anything, but I went into Awesome Games in Walthamstow, and I think I've mentioned them in the past. They're basically they're a game shop, they're an independent game shop, but basically they're all current gen, last gen. Majority of their stock is sort of like the PS2 generation upwards, but they do have a decent selection of retro stuff, and there's a retro cabinet and there's a few retro shelves, or a few shelves of retro stuff on them. Went in there today and looked around his shop, and then we went to his retro cabinet, and he had some pretty mind-blowing stuff in there. Nothing for me, really. I mean, I would love to have it, but it's a bit out of my price range. But some pretty mind-blowing stuff. The crowning glory was a power reproduction of Earthbound. It looked like a clamshell case. It had sort of the graphics, but around it was like an old DVD case, and obviously had the power reproduction cart in there. I'm guessing it was cart only. He also had a power reproduction of Chrono Trigger in the same sort of situation, but it also had a legit PAL cart of Secret of Mana in it's basically like a small repro box, like the miniature sort of the cart size repro boxes. And what else? There was a cart of Super Metroid on the Super Famicom. I think the Secret of Mana cart, I mean, you're paying a premium in independent game shops, so you sort of, you have to sort of accept that. But the Secret of Mana reproduction, the Secret of Mana cart in the reproduction box was 45 quid, so, that's probably heavy. And I think this is the best stuff. There's other stuff. There's shitloads of SNES games, obviously, and loads of some boxed, a lot of boxed actually, but mostly cart only, and N64 games, some SNES games as well, just shitloads in this case, and it's pretty bit of a minefield. No, that's not gold mine for anybody, obviously, but keeping in mind sort of independent game shop prices, but they weren't sort of insulting prices. They were competitive prices, respectful prices, but not insulting, not the sort of prices that were going to make you want to gag. But the thing is, he had a power reproduction of Earthbound and Chrono Trigger. I asked him how much Earthbound was, and he sort of smiled, and he said, to be honest, mate, I've not really priced it up. He had already had someone in offering 25 quid, but he just sort of laughed at him. And he said to me, "If I'm honest, mate, I'm just enjoying having it on display in my cabinet." I contemplated on the bus home. I contemplated offering him what I could offer him, because he also had a modded SNES for 90 quid. So I don't really know whether that's good or not. It's probably not. I mean, people out there probably saying that's way too much, but it was a modded SNES. It takes NTSC, Japanese, American games as well. I was contemplating. I thought, I wonder if I offered him 150 for the SNES plus Earthbound, I wonder if he'd taken it, because he told me that the guy who traded them in, was one of his regulars, and he's obviously a hardcore collector. He said he told him, the guy who owned it, that he'd paid £90 and £70 respectively for Earthbound and Chrono Trigger, the Power Repro carts, plus obviously the cases and the sort of the graphics. But I don't know if there might be manuals in. I'm not sure. Probably don't know. So yeah, that's how much the guy paid. So he didn't actually tell me how much he'd paid and how much. Obviously, he didn't really know how much he was going to sell them for. He hadn't priced them up. But I was thinking, should I offer him 150 on the bus home? I could go back, but no. It's way out of my price range. But I was thinking, I thought, I can't really let this this opportunity go past without putting the sort of, the message out to anybody who's in the sort of North London area, maybe even South London. I don't know. I'm pretty certain this stuff doesn't pop up often. But then again, he did know what he had. But he's a nice guy, and he's sort of chatty and personable. So if you went in there and you were just as personable and you're a nice person, you could maybe do a deal for it. But yes, so it's just a heads up that I saw a Power Repro cart of Earthbound in Awesome Games in Walthamstow. It's really close to the station. So Walthamstow station is right at the end of the Victoria line on London Underground, so it's really easy to get to. Victoria line is really short, and there's an overground station there as well. So I just thought, this being Christmas and people might have a bit of Christmas money in their pockets, it might be something they could afford. I could actually afford to put a decent offer. I might have even been able to afford to pay what I suspect he might have wanted for it, but I don't know. But that's just a bit of a pipe dream for me. But if anybody else is out there and there's something they would like, this is just sort of a heads up that it's there. I was there. It must have been about 11 o'clock this morning. It's the 31st now, and it's now 10 to 3. So it was probably around about 11 o'clock this morning. I'm guessing it won't sell quickly. And like I said, I think he said to me he hadn't priced it up and he was just enjoying having it on display. People can come in and see it, and people who know what it is can go, wow. Although I'm being totally naive, these things might be 10 a penny, but I'm guessing they're not. Obviously there are people out there I'm talking to who know a lot more. So, and would could show some sort of realistic interest in it if that's what the sort of thing they're after. But yeah, to sum up, that's what I've been doing. To sum up. A Power Reproduction copy of Earthbound in a clamshell case with a bit of graphics of Earthbound, and also Chrono Trigger in Awesome Games in Walthamstow in sort of northeast East London. This was around about 11 o'clock on 31st of December 2014. So you could probably look him up and then phone up and maybe get a quote over that way. I don't know if you're interested, and then maybe do a deal. Go down there when you can find the time. But like I said, I'm being totally naive. I don't know how much this goes for, but bear in mind, he probably does know what he's got. But anyway, Earthbound Pro Repro. Pro Repro. That's my mate's old dad's. He used to run this copy shop called Pro Repro, Power Repro. I'll start again. Jesus, I'm going to get to the end eventually. To sum up, a PAL reproduction cart of Earthbound and Chrono Trigger in Awesome Games in Walthamstow in sort of northeast London. There you go. 31st of December 2014. So go and have a look, or phone him up. You'll find his number on online somewhere. But there you go. I hope somebody I can do somebody out there is interested and maybe go down there and have a look, because it'd be nice if somebody who goes to a good home, if you can get them to sell it, of course. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you can make head or tail of what I actually said, because it just felt like I was going blah, 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 blah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. More videos coming up soon. Cheers.